Phasmophobia just released dev preview number 17, which goes over upcoming shop changes that may be coming out next week, in-game cursor changes, an update on Point Hope, the new lighthouse map, and their status on what's happening with the rework of the farmhouses, Grafton and Bleasdale. Also, we're going to be going over a couple things they conveniently left out of the dev preview as well. Let's get into it. All right, here we got dev preview number 17. First thing we have here is the shop update. Everybody's been anticipating the shop update. If you don't know, the Phasmophobia shop has been a big sore point for players ever since they redid it during the Ascension update, which was in August of 2023. And the community of Phasmophobia has been very vocal about not enjoying it and giving feedback in their official Discord and on the Reddit forum as well. So the developers have taken all that feedback and put together something they think will work much better for the community. So let's get into it and let's see what it looks like. So I'm not going to go over all the text here. We're just going to look at the format itself. Here we have the shop. So there's a couple buttons here on the left side. So first up is the shop. So this is the area you're actually going to go ahead and decide what items you want to buy that you have unlocked, or unlock items that you leveled up and were able to unlock. So here we can see every single piece of equipment in the game, the 3 tiers. So I'm assuming when you hit like level 60 here, you would get a little button that you'd be able to unlock it here as well. So you can buy as many pieces of equipment as you want for each of these tiers. All you have to do is go to the piece of equipment, click on the tier you want, and then go ahead and click the buy button as many times as you want it. Then I'm assuming this number here at the bottom where it says like O2, that'll tell you how many you own and how many you have purchased. If you want to sell it back, and I believe you sell it back for a loss, so if you do sell items back to the shop, you do lose money on doing so. Just keep that in mind. That is an option as well. So that's the first part of the top left shop. Now we have the equipment manager, and it seems like the equipment manager is going to be able to tell you how many things you want to add to the truck. So whenever you buy, you have an opportunity to go ahead and add those to the truck. So if you have 4 flashlights, for instance, you could say, I want to add 1 or 2 of those to my truck for this round. So that's an opportunity. So all you would do is you would hit the plus sign here next to flashlights, tell it what tier you want, and that's it. You have that set to your loadout to go into the truck for the round. Now, there's a way to automate this as well, which is quick loadouts. Quick loadouts, you can go ahead and now you can name your quick loadouts so you can determine what you want them to be. So I kind of like this example they have here. They have one for all. They have one for solo play, one for duo play, and then one for when you first prestige and you don't have a lot of money. So for instance, if you were going to do duo play, you could say, hey, I want to bring 2 of everything, or enough stuff at least so that 2 players can use it effectively for a round. So then all you do here is you go to your piece of equipment, you choose the tier that you want, you go ahead and you see how many you have owned, and then you can pick an amount you have from that owned amount to bring in with you on an automatic basis. The way that it says here is that click enable loadout to automatically buy any missing equipment and that loadout to the truck every game. So if you remember, the current system for shop has auto buy and auto add. So that's still going to have that in this shop, it seems like. In order to have the auto buy and auto add feature on, you would just hit disable loadout to turn it off, and you would hit enable loadout to turn it on. So that seems to be the way that's going to work. And if you ever want to wipe your loadout and reset it to what it's going to include, you hit reset loadout and you just reset your configuration settings again. At least it seems like this is more simple because it's breaking it down into 3 different sections. But to be honest, I'm not going to know how I feel about it until I get to play around with it in game when it finally releases next week. So more information to come, and I guarantee I'm going to be submitting some sort of video on TikTok or YouTube or whatever have you to show you all a tutorial how the new shop works when it does come out. So keep in tune for that. But one thing I want to be able to mention here is if you see here on the left sidebar, there is an option here that says coming soon. It's obviously a hanger with some clothes on it, which means that's going to be the customization settings for custom character customization down the road. So many people have been asking me, Bro Tater Chip, do you think it is worth prestiging right now? Should I go back to level 1 and restart again? I'm going to lose all my stuff and my money. And my answer to that is in the previous dev previews, it's made it very clear that what you can unlock in the customizations is going to be dependent on what your prestige level is. So if you care about character customizations and you want your character to look cool or be able to dress it up, I guarantee you're going to want to prestige now and not wait until the last minute when it's about to release, because it takes a while to prestige depending on what difficulty you play on. Like if you play on like, 12 times multipliers, it probably is not going to take you too long to prestige. But if you play professional and nightmare mostly, it's going to take you some time. So I would recommend getting ahead of it and start prestiging now so that you can get those customizations on release. That's just my 2 cents. Take it for what you will. Now that we've gone over that, we're going to go into the next section, which I think is important, which is talking about here, where it says, along new shop comes the ability to change player colors for the sticky notes on the main menu, contact board, at the top of the shop, and on the sanity screen. If you don't know what it's talking about, here it is. So when you are in a lobby, you can see that your character has a set color, a little tag right there. So mine is red right now, but there's other colors you're going to be able to choose from as well. Red, blue, green, pink. So it sounds like it's going to be able to customize your color so you can choose what you want to be identified as on the sanity board and also here on the map voting. So when you vote for a map, you see your tag come up as red. That way they know, everybody in the lobby knows which color voted for which map. So from that point on, it says here in the dev preview, as well as customization for your cursor during gameplay, you'll be able to pick up an icon you want, the color, the size, the transparency level, and how it changes while you're highlighting over something interactive. So this is exactly what it looks like. They give an awesome GIF here. So it could be a red dot in this situation. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can make it more transparent. And when you hover over something interactable like that light bulb, it's going to give you the icon to turn on the light. Or if it's a lock symbol, it'll be a red lock. So here's another example here where it's a black cursor. So it looks like this is going to be very customizable. This is something the community's asked for a long time. There's a lot of people out there that have difficulty seeing certain colors and just seeing in general. So you're going to be able to make that cursor more visible. So when you're in the dark or the light, you'll be able to see it to pick up items without any issues at all. Now on to this section that at least I am the most excited for, a brand new map to Phasmophobia. Because in reality, we really haven't had a new map in Phasmophobia since Sunny Meadows. And to be honest, Sunny Meadows was a rework of Asylum, so even that argued that it wasn't even a new map. But we had the rework to the campsite, and we had Camp Woodwind, which was just a smaller version of the campsite. So realistically, we haven't had a new map in reality for too long. So Point Hope is going to be a breath of fresh air for a lot of Phasmophobia players to be able to explore something new and unique. Point Hope construction continues, and now that the final few areas are being populated with new assets, we'll soon be able to set it up for gameplay and get testing. So hopefully they're going to be testing it soon, and that means it'll roll out hopefully within the next month or two. Here's a look at nearly completed game rooms featured during loadouts of the new assets: a pool table, a fishing rod, large armchairs, a chessboard, and a perfect looping spot provided by a large central pillar. So this must be like the center area of the inside of the lighthouse. And I definitely agree, this area here is going to be perfect for looping a ghost. We have this pool table here, which I would have to imagine you're going to be able to crouch down and line of sight a ghost like you would with like an island inside of the kitchen, like in Tanglewood or Willow Street House. You know how you can crouch down underneath the countertop and the ghost won't see you there? I'm assuming it's going to act the same with the pool table. Also, we potentially have the opportunity to LOS the ghost behind some of these bigger armchairs. So there's definitely some possibilities for hiding and looping inside of this room. So that makes me feel a lot better, because the last screenshot we got was just kind of an open room that looked like it was going to be nothing but trouble. The ghost was going to be able to see you no matter where you were. Moving on now to the farmhouse reworks. They are going to be redoing Grafton and Bleasdale. Bleasdale is going to be more of an upscale farmhouse. Grafton is going to be a very run-down and broken-down farmhouse. So they talked about that in a previous dev preview, which was cool. People were kind of excited for it, especially since they're going to be redoing the maps almost entirely. Here is a little bit of a preview. What I'm assuming is going to be Grafton. You can see the outdoor of it is all broken down. The roof is cracked. And if we scroll down here a little bit more, we can see that there's some holes blown in the wall. And a very interesting point here is it says one of the upstairs rooms is so run down that the wall has started to cave in, creating a new doorway for players. Items are scattered along the floor, and the bed has been partly dismantled. Maybe someone was here looking for something, and maybe they're still here. This opens up the possibility for Phasmophobia to add new lore to the gameplay. They've added a little bit of lore in the gameplay already in past updates, but it's definitely in need for more lore. Because to be honest, there's no reason not to have it. This game is about hunting ghosts, and it's the same ghost models over and over and over again. Realistically, you can make lore out of that very easily with minimal effort, and the player base would love the idea of it. Then here at the bottom, which isn't really that important, it says you can play chess now if you know the rules, of course. So they're adding a chessboard, obviously, on Point Hope. They're probably going to add a chessboard on other maps as well, maybe even the lobby. So players will be able to play chess against each other, which is kind of cool. One of the things I definitely want to mention is that I've noticed in this dev preview, there is nowhere talked about the upcoming Easter event. And we all know that an Easter event has to be coming because they're due for a trophy for the 2024 Easter event. We had a trophy for 2023. Now we need one for 2024. So is it going to be finding eggs? Is it going to be something different? I know the holiday events for this year for Christmas was a little bit different from the year prior. So I do feel like this event is going to be more unique as well than it was previously. What I will say, though, is that Easter is coming very rapidly. It's going to be the end of March this year. So the end of February, we're already halfway through February. So hopefully we get some updates very soon about what the Easter event is going to be entailing so that we can start getting hyped for it. Because honestly, there's been a big drought of content for Phasmophobia now for some time. And realistically, we haven't seen any massive updates since the Ascension update in August of 2023. We've had a lighting rework and a couple small updates here and there, but nothing that changes gameplay. So realistically, we just want to get excited for something when it comes to Phasmophobia. Maybe I'm alone in that feeling, but I would love to hear what you think in the comments as well. It would definitely bring a lot of value to the conversation. Hopefully you guys enjoy this breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I will be doing a tutorial whenever they come out with the new shop next week or the week after, and we will definitely be explaining how the new shop system works. That way you can go ahead and use it seamlessly without any issues. So until next time, my friends, stay crispy.